All right, in this last question, we're given the story about two individuals. So I'm going to break this up into what Celine does and then what Dottie does. And then we'll decide where to go from there. Really? Dottie, they don't like the way I spelled it. Okay. So Celine placed $600 in a brokerage account that increased 12% per year. At the same time, Dottie began placing $600 in mattress at the beginning of each year. Who had more money after 25 years and by how much? Okay. So Dottie's case is pretty straightforward. Each year she placed $600 for 25. So I just want to figure out what that is. So 600 times 25 gives me 15,000. Celine, on the other hand, did some sort of exponential growth. Again, we've got two different places we could go. We could go pull up the finance spreadsheet, or we could just look at the general exponential case. And since that's what I've got convenient here, I'm going to go with that. I don't see the words half or double, so I'm going to stick with the general exponential. And I see, let's see. So she starts off also with 600. And that's all she does, is she just does the 1/600. So she's just letting it sit there and hoping she makes money off interest. And then T would also be the 25. So she's got 10,200.04. Okay, now at this point I just want to subtract. So let's pull up a spreadsheet here. Let's pull it up over here. Okay, so clearly Dottie is making more. 200.04. All right, so she's making 4,799.96. 4,799.96. Okay, so let me properly answer the question here. Who had more money? Dottie had more by 4,799.96. Yay! All right, so now that I got a captive audience, and I really do hope you just bear with me for a couple minutes and let me go through my list here. This might be the last time we get to talk to each other, so once you've looked at the material that I specifically pointed out, recognize that this is just a sample. This is just a small snapshot as to things that you could see on the actual final itself. So just some general tips to pass the final. Number one, look over the formula charts and the spreadsheets. Look over all the resources you get to use on the test and make sure that you are confident on what it does. If you don't remember how a certain spreadsheet works or you don't remember what a certain formula does, go back to that unit. Go back to that lesson video. The final exam should be something that you've spent a while preparing for. So this is not an overnight suggestion. This is something that a couple weeks before you take the final, you've sort of tackled this and made a list for yourself as to where you need to go back and review. So look over those topics that you know you're not quite sure about. And if there's time and you still don't get something, reach out to your instructor. Number two, if possible, look over old exams, meaning if you got them back or if you held on to them, take a look at the types of questions that you got right and the ones you got wrong, and use those resources to help prepare and study for the final exam. In other words, make practice on those old questions and see if you would still at least get those right. And if you don't have the old tests, look for the reviews. Look at the unit reviews and see if those problems also help get you ready for the final. In the class, I numerous times I tried to show you Quizlet resources, ways that you can electronically use flashcards, different review games, practice tests, and all sorts of things that Quizlet can help you with. Don't overlook that. Take advantage of that resource. And number four, do your own thing. There's other ways to study for a test. There's other things you've done throughout the years. Hopefully you've got some techniques that you can fall back on. If you don't, reach out to me and ask for my advice, and I will definitely point you in the direction that you can look at for some different ways to study math. I really do believe that all students can learn. I really do believe that all of us are talented enough to get this stuff. Fifth thing, cannot emphasize this enough, practice how to calm down. You're going to get moments of being overwhelmed. You're going to get panicky moments where you're going to look at a question and go, I have no idea what to do. And you want to minimize those mistakes you make when you get emotional. The best way to do that is just calm down. Breathing techniques, positive self-image. Think of yourself getting an A and imagining how that would feel, and then make it come true. But anything you can do just to get your head in the game and calm yourself down is definitely going to help. And then the very last thing that I can think of as I'm typing this up is whatever happens on this test, celebrate that you are here. You have no idea how many students don't make it to this moment, and you're here. Now, ideally, you pass, and all is well. And I hope that's true for you. But some of you won't. Some of you will put all this effort in and realize that you're not quite there, you're almost there. And so let me take a few seconds and talk to that student. So if you're in that case where you know there's a high likelihood you're not going to pass the final or pass the class, when you get done and you walk out, do a little self-evaluation and look back and see why. Why didn't you make it? Was it a time management thing? Was it a knowledge thing? Was there something different you could have done that would have made this more of a success? And if you're not sure what that thing could have been, reach out to me and then immediately sign up for the class again. My feelings are not going to be hurt if you don't sign up for me, if you choose another instructor. But don't let failure keep you from getting that college dream. So on that note, good luck. If I haven't said it to you, I'll say it to you now. I'm proud of you. You've worked hard to get here, so please don't ever forget that this is just a number on a piece of paper. It is not a measure of who you are. It's just a measure of what you know. And you'll do fine.